Yeah, we're rolling. Right. It's your boy T-Chance. Welcome back to the T-Chats podcast. Hope you're having a great day. I hope this podcast can improve your day if you're watching it and you're having a bit of a crap day. But I'm going to introduce my first guest before I get on to my first topic. Leandro, how you doing, my bro?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to do this podcast.
For real, man. So, real quick, if anybody out here doesn't know who you are, explain what you do, man. Explain what you're about.
Um, so how can I say this? I work a normal job, I guess.
Yeah.
I work at PC World, and then most people from Hereford probably know me from my photography page,
Yeah.
otherwise known as LR Photography.
For real, man.
That's sort of my title.
Yeah, man. I was going to say as well, for you guys, all of these social medias will be down below. The first thing I just wanted to get off my chest really is I just wanted to announce that I've got my charity movement coming along very, very nicely. If you haven't heard about it already, basically what I'm doing, I'm going to be doing a 12-mile run, and it's going to be supporting for the Salvation Army charity to help feed and house the homeless during this coronavirus and after it, because I know I've seen a lot of videos about those who have been home during coronavirus are being sent back out onto the streets, and you've got also those who actually weren't homed still out on the streets. And I've watched plenty of videos on it last night, and it touched a soft spot. So I thought, you know what, let's make a change. So I've decided to move forward. I've got a movement going. So far we have donated £120 at this moment. So if you guys haven't
And
already,
when did you put up the link? Sorry?
I put that up last night, 11 p.m. So it's not even been 24
That's
hours.
not bad.
So £120 so far. So I'm grateful for everybody who has donated. There'll be a link to that down below if you want to check that out. And if you want a full sort of detail thing, then go onto my Instagram pages. I've posted it on every single one of them, so you can't miss it. But anyway, let's get back to the main. Let's go back to the main guy. So I've asked this to every single guest. Name me 5 things you can't live without.
5 things I can't live without. That's a hard one.
It is, isn't it? I've caught you off guard straight away.
Has anyone been quite quick with the answers?
Tweed couldn't answer a single one. Mossy managed to,
wow.
But to be fair, Moss gave it a good 2-3 minutes to give it a think. It's no pressure, bro.
Book. I don't know which one in particular, but a book in general. I'd say that's hard. I'll go for my camera.
I was gonna say that,
Not because I like photography, but I guess it's something that I use almost on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say book, camera, my laptop. What else?
It's tough, isn't it?
Music. That's another one.
Music.
A 5th one. I can't think of a 5th one.
If you can only think of 4, bro, that's bless. That's bless.
That's as much as I can think of at the moment.
That's cool, man. That's cool. So, right, okay, it's going on to the next one. So, a lot of people watching this podcast will probably be watching for your photography movement because let's face it, like that is a massive. Well, it's building up to be a massive thing on social media at the minute with Instagram. Every time I look on your page, it's constantly growing, man. So first of all, big respect for that. So what I was going to ask you, what inspired you? Like, what inspired you to get going with photography?
Well, as cringe as it sounds, it basically, I think I was in year 8, maybe year 7, and I was just taking just random photos with my phone. And then I'd put it on Instagram with some really cringy quotes that had nothing to do with the photo. And then I started to just take more and more. And the more I was taking, the more interested I was about how to take the photos.
Yeah.
So, you know, have you heard of long exposure shots?
Yes, I've
so
heard
where like
of them, yeah.
the water looks really smooth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I started like looking at how you do that, and just different ways of taking photos, and then I bought my first camera around year 8 when I started YouTube. I didn't use it for photography; I only used it for recording, and so I did YouTube for a bit, like any boy would probably do.
We all did,
including you.
Yeah.
And then beginning of last year was when I first bought a proper camera.
Yeah.
And when I first bought that, I obviously started taking Instagram a bit seriously because I got really into fashion. So I built my main page up a bit. And then I was like, you know, I enjoy doing this photography thing. You know, why not try and see if I can get paid for it?
Yeah,
so
man, of course.
I just created a photography page, started taking photos of random stuff.
Yeah.
And I started posting on a group, a group on Facebook, which is where all the local Hereford businesses, they all obviously sort of interact with each other. So I obviously put myself there and said, you know, I'm an upcoming photographer. If there's any businesses who are interested, just let me know. And I got my first client, which I'm still in contact with today. I actually helped them out with a move a couple months ago, I think. So they kind of helped me out with a couple of business tips and whatnot. And since then, I've just kept finding more people, meeting new photographers in Hereford and elsewhere.
Yeah.
And from now on, the quality only gets better.
Yeah, for real. Because, like you said about the quality getting better, I've seen so many of your posts on that photography account, even on like your other accounts. Like they're so like out the box. Like I'm going to show a few on the screen right now. Like I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by out the box. But how do you constantly think so far out the box with these photos? Because it's so creative.
So one of my recent ones of did you see the steel one?
Yes.
Where all the sparks. Yeah. So that one there was. I've seen that before. I've wanted to do that, and luckily a friend of mine, he's called Cameron Hill. I don't know if you might have heard of him. He actually does all like the nightclub photography in Hereford. So he does Kerry, Play, and so I met him once when I did my first gig photo shoot with a local singer called, well, he's known as Jacob Diamonds. And I met him there. We spoke. The next day, we met up. Then we went to the BT, like the main BT HQ,
Oh wow.
in Hereford or Herefordshire, and we took some photos up in Madley of some BT satellites, and then since then he's been like sort of the one friend I needed for photography related stuff because I've always wanted like a group of friends who are all into photography,
Yeah.
but I just never had that until now. And so sometimes he just messages me saying, "Oh, you know, do you wanna join me and a couple of friends and just mess about with our cameras and come up with something?"
Yeah, because they always say, don't they, like, the people who you surround yourself with dictate who you are. And if you've got like five friends who are all about photography, and they're,
You're the average out of those five people.
yeah, exactly. So, from that, a lot of creative minds around you is only going to expand your photography. It's always going to
Yeah.
help your knowledge push forward as well, because the chances are, your friends who are also into photography, they're going to know things that you don't, and you're going to know things that they don't, which is absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. Like, it's like me and like Julius, for example. With both us being into the gym, there's things I teach him, there's things he teaches me, and it just like comes together, and it's like two brains come together, and it just mashes together. And I find that so beneficial because you think, if I didn't have that person there, how far would I actually be? You know what I mean? And I guess it's like the same with you. Like, if you didn't have these minds around you, how much do you reckon you would have learned on your own? If you get what I'm...
Not as much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Probably a mile less. And I suppose the more friends you've got into photography, I suppose the broader your knowledge is going to become.
Yeah, definitely.
But I know that you do photography anyway. Do you do like videography, like film for other YouTubers?
I am beginning to do that. Videography wise, before starting, I'm actually a video editor for
Oh wow.
a YouTuber in America,
Wow.
and he's on 70 around 70-ish thousand subscribers.
Wow.
He goes by the name Patrick Lyons.
Oh wow. I'll have to search him up.
And yeah, so it's Lions with a Y.
Right, okay.
And I've been editing his videos for a couple months now. But videography wise, I haven't actually done any paid jobs. I have got a client who has contacted me about it. We did start filming, but because of the whole coronavirus situation, this actually happened on the same week that I told her, look, I'm not happy with the quality that I've created, so I want to come back and redo it again. So she said it was fine. Then on that same week, lockdown was initiated, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to be able to go back in. And so a couple of weeks later, she messaged me again saying if it's okay for me to come in, and I had to kindly reject it because obviously I've got to be mindful with the people I'm living with.
Yeah, exactly.
And even though I'm really not worried about it, I could still go about my whole day, just being my normal self. I'm not selfish, so I'm got to be mindful. And I had to kindly reject. And who knows if she's still interested because she hasn't replied to my last message. But I'm still yet to contact her again. And I think there's like about 2 or 3 people who are interested in doing some videos for their business.
Yeah.
So it's all a question of when it will happen.
That's good. That's good. I was going to say, because that kind of jumps onto my next question about coronavirus. Like, how has that impacted your photography? Because I suppose with the photography side, maybe it's not as impactful because like you can kind of do that on your own. But I guess it's more the videography it's impacted.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, no. It hasn't actually impacted my business too much because I'm still growing, so I'm not getting like tons of clients after me. It has actually helped me to start creating a videography portfolio. For me, so I've actually been creating some passion projects of mine. One includes a wine advert
Oh
that
wow.
I just thought of. I went on Instagram, looked at a post of this photographer that I follow, and I didn't know if it was a wine advert or it had something to do with wine, and I just kind of sparked an idea. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do a wine advert. Um, so that's yet to be finished. And then there's another project that I'm doing with a brand called Superhuman.
All right. Okay.
They sent out a T-shirt about a couple months ago, and I've got a photo, but they've been like messaging me constantly about, oh, when can you get a photo up? And I keep saying, oh, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. So there's a lot of passion projects of mine that it's like I go to record it all, but then it takes me months to edit it because I never go back to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Because
Yeah,
I remember.
and
Sorry, what were you gonna say, bro?
go on.
Oh, I was gonna say like because with these brand collabs, I do remember you doing a collab with. I can't think of who it is.
Dead Rock Jewelry.
It was one of
Was
the.
it a bracelet?
No, it was the protein stuff.
Impulsive. Um,
It wasn't. It wasn't
RCR Nutrition.
RCR. Yeah, that's the one. That's the
Was it that
one.
one?
Yeah, I was gonna say because I remember seeing a post on your on one of your pages about that. I think it was your fitness page, if I'm right in saying. But I remember you promoting that,
Possibly.
and I remember you also because I had a little deal with Wild Boar Protein.
Wild Boar.
Yeah, because I remember I was doing that giveaway, and I remember um, you were trying to get something hooked up with them. Did you get that hooked up in the end?
I messaged them. It took me about 3 tries
Oh,
for them
really?
to actually realize. Or they probably did know, but they were just probably leaving it to the side. So I got as far as them saying, okay, is there somewhere we can contact you so we can come back with a list of things that we want? And I said, yeah, just let me try that again. Just send me an email or a DM. This was around mid-lockdown, so I need to sort of chase after them and see if they're still up for it and stuff like that. So hopefully, uh, someone will obviously evolve from there. And going back to whether my business was affected by lockdown, it's sort of helped me. Well, not helped me. It's kind of given me time to do some back end work
Yeah.
of the business side. Um, for example, it's given me time to start creating a website to showcase my work, which is long overdue. It's still going. I do sort of put it aside too many times, but I do want to sort of get it hopefully done by the time that everything's back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to actually ask about a website. Funny enough, in my next question. So, is that like
Okay.
is that fully constructed now, or is that still in the progress?
It's almost there. The only thing that's left to do is basically I have a tab called Portfolio, and that's just going to have a gallery of recent work that I've done.
Right.
So all the thumbnails, they're all there. All I need to do is to just somehow make it so when you click the thumbnail, it'll take you to a separate page that's not on the menu, but
Right.
it still exists, if you know what I mean.
So it's like a little
And
secret
it'll show
page, if you
you
like.
kind of like a sub page,
Yeah.
and so you click the thumbnail, and then you'll have like 10 photos of that shoe. So that's all I need to do, which it's taken me too long to try and find out how to do it.
So you building this yourself then, this whole website?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, because I
I'm
was
building
actually
myself. I am
thinking. I was thinking at one stage, like, obviously not now because I'm sat at 180 subscribers, but maybe as I venture off into the thousands, I was thinking maybe then I might actually make a website where I could even do exclusive content. I was thinking of doing something like that on that website, and
like OnlyFans.
You know what? A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that. They're always like, "Yeah, use your hands all the time."
What do you mean?
But for a website, anyway, I'd love to do that in the future. But obviously, building a website, I don't really know where I'm going with building one.
To be honest, when I knew that you've heard of Wix, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a basic website builder. And another one that's quite widely used is called WordPress.
Right.
That one threw me off because I thought you had to code the whole thing. But that one there is also a website builder. It's just a bit more complex and more professional looking. So that's what I'm using for my website. But to be honest, it's almost as easy as Wix. You just got to use YouTube a bit more because if you want certain things, then you have to install certain plugins. Some optimize the images so they make your website load up faster. Small stuff like that. And so going back to what's left of the website, so you've got the portfolio and the sub pages.
Yeah.
And then once I've got enough videos that I want to start showing, I'll have on the menu, I'll introduce my videography work and obviously just talk about what I do and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good, man. I was going to say as well, have you ever, I know you said about doing YouTube in the past, have you ever thought about going back to it?
I've more or less come back to it in a way. I did create a channel for my photography channel.
Right.
So it's named LR Photography. That's basically any social media, Facebook, not Snapchat though, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't really use Twitter for business. It's just for scrolling through. But mainly the main social medias, it's all LR Photography.
Yeah. I was going to say as well, guys, make sure you subscribe to that down below.
Yeah.
Give that a sub.
So yeah, going back to my YouTube, what I'm currently doing is I'm just uploading videos as I go, if that makes sense. As in, like, I'm not gonna force myself to upload consistently.
Yeah.
It's like if I come up with an idea and I reckon it'll do, I'm not bothered about views anymore.
Yeah.
If I like an idea for a video, then I'll do it and I'll upload it whenever I want, just so it's out there.
Yeah.
And I also thought using YouTube would be a good way to also showcase my video work.
Yeah, definitely. Because people can see how you edit your videos and see your style, if you know what I mean. Which would be amazing. Because if people see the way you edit your videos, they might go, look, this geezer's actually sick. Why don't I hit him up and see if he can... But that's good, man, for real. Like, I never even knew about you starting back on YouTube, but I'll have to have a look. Because...
I've only got one video on it, and I'm not even proud of it because I sound really, I mean, I probably sound monotone as it is, but I sound really boring and tired in the video.
Oh dear.
But there's another photographer in Lemster. I saw he posted like some bloopers of a video that he was doing on LinkedIn, and I commented on the post and that's exactly how I feel because he was on about sounding really monotone. And he said, "You know what? Just go ahead and post it, because I think I'm the most monotone person you'll ever hear." So I just did it.
Good on you, good on you. I was going to say, because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people at the minute with YouTube, what I've noticed anyway, a lot of people will post the content for the views. Not a lot of people actually take your route and do it for the hobby.
Yeah.
I kind of take that same
No,
thing.
that's
I kind of
that's a
take
good
your
statement.
direction. I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of just think, right, okay, first off, a video. Second of all, is it something I'm going to enjoy recording? Yes.
Mhm.
Is it going to be something fun to edit? Yes. Will it come out as a good video, and will I be able to make a good thumbnail out of it? Yes. It's all the project kind of stage for me. I like having like a project to work out with YouTube.
Mhm.
Whether it gets me, whether people like it or not, and I mean I learned this from the very
Doesn't
start.
bother you.
If people like it or not, it is what it is. You know, you don't start YouTube because you want to make money. You start it because you enjoy it, and it's like with your photography page. You started it because you enjoy photography, and then obviously now you've got the
Yeah.
bonus of people, you know, paying you to video for them or do photo shoots with them and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You know, you just go treat it like a side hustle. You know, on the side of your job or whatever.
Mhm.
If something comes of it, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, it's
Definitely.
one of them. It's one of them.
Yeah. Definitely the big goal in my life.
Yeah, for real. It's always one of them. But so with your editing for YouTube videos, do you do the thumbnails as well? Do you do that side or?
Um. So for my own videos, it would make sense if I did, which I do, obviously. Um. With Patrick, I don't. He usually just does it.
Right.
And then he actually referred me to a friend of his who I think well, from the looks of his channel, he enjoys to travel. And so he referred him to me, and so I started editing some of his holiday vlogs from when he went to Thailand.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Hasn't yet finished, but it's kind of when I received a message off him, it was kind of like, oh, my editing must be up to standard for him to be referring
Oh,
to
for
other
real, yeah.
people.
For real.
So with him, I've had the idea of possibly introducing thumbnails as well. Not sure whether, well, I probably should do it for a little bit extra. Just because I've never really done any thumbnails that are sort of holiday vibes.
Yeah.
So I reckon it would be like a good experience.
Yeah, for sure. It's just something else to master as well, I suppose. But
Yeah.
another good question I was thinking of, you must have invested a lot of money into your photography, like onto cameras, onto lighting and things like that. If you were to give like a round figure, how much do you reckon you've invested into photography as of yet?
Right. So I started off with 150 to get
Okay.
my first camera. Now with everything that's in my camera bag, I'd say about not everything in my camera bag, including some stuff that I keep at home.
Yeah.
I'd say about close to maybe 600, 700,
Oh wow.
around there.
Wow. I was gonna say that's probably around the same figure as me with my YouTube channel. Because
Oh, really?
recently I made some big investments. I mean, back before Christmas, I bought a GoPro to do vlogs with because I mean the iPhone 7 just weren't quite cutting it.
Oh, really?
The quality dropped, and I thought, I don't know. So I thought I'd change up the camera. You know, with the GoPro I can record in 4K. So I thought to go for something like that. It was on offer. The GoPro Hero 7 Silver was £200 on Amazon, so I jumped at that. But recently, I invested into
Blue Yeti.
Blue Yeti microphone, and that was £110. And then the webcam I'm using right now, it's got like lights on it as well. I was going to get a Logitech one, and that was about £120. That was like a proper streamer's webcam. But there was none in stock, and I was kind of thinking, I really want to start this podcast. So it's the podcast's fault why I've ordered this, but it was £75 for it. But, you know, if you enjoy using it and you know you're going to get use out of it, I've said to everyone now, like, there's no point moaning about investing money into something you enjoy, for sure. You know, I love doing YouTube, definitely. So I will happily save up and invest into this, invest into that, and I'll go from there. But what would you say?
Yeah, likewise with my photography.
What did you say, bro?
Likewise with my photography, like the money I make from my clients, it all goes back to my camera.
That's the best way to do it. And I mean, even I know it's a different frame, but Mr. Beast, every video he makes, every penny he makes out of them videos, he reinvests it back into the next video. And then you see, and you see how quick he's growing. You see how many views he gets constantly, and that's exactly how he does it. Like, that's the best way to go. But I was also going to ask you, coming on to investing, what's your next investment for photography? What do you reckon your next buy is?
That's a good question, actually, because I've been thinking about it recently. It's like I've just been so usually I'd invest in like this small stuff, so like the lights, or I've got like it's not like a soft box, but it's kind of like a mini, like a square tent,
right? And
it comes with like different backdrops, so you can put like a product inside and use it for product photography.
Wow.
My next, I think I was thinking I either do a mini investment, or I'd do a big investment and go for a brand new lens.
Yeah.
Pardon me. I'm thinking, I'm going to tell myself, right, I'm not going to spend anything once I finish my current project with a client. But once I've done my next client, who actually called me today, and this was actually the first client who's contacted me without me actually coming to them.
Oh, wow.
which I was quite happy about. So this was actually from word of mouth from a current friend that I take photos of at the gym. So I'm thinking maybe once I finish with that person, I'll treat myself to a new lens, because I've been using the same two lenses for over a year now.
Oh, really? I was going to say that's good for your business. For your business, that is amazing. To have people actually, you know, you're getting somewhere when someone's recommending you to someone else, and then them coming to you.
Definitely.
You know,
I was really surprised when I saw that email.
I bet, because you know that you got the ball rolling now, and you know that, you know, from now, more and more people are going to start recommending you. Like, if you, I'm certain you will, but when you do a good job with this client, who knows, they'll recommend you to the next person, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know whether you know Elliot Pemberton.
Yeah.
That's exactly how he's got about. I mean, he's coming on the podcast in, I don't know how many episodes, but he'll be coming on as well. But that's how he got about. And, you know, like, this is where he's gone to filming for scooter YouTubers and, you know, filming for this person, that person. Because he did what you did, you know, just get your name out there and just talking to people and getting to know people and offering your services. I'm pretty sure he said that he even offered his services for free. Like, he said he started, like, just going to the skate park and asking people if he could record and make an edit of them. And
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
For real. I mean, if you don't start, you're never gonna see where you could get.
Yep.
Exactly. And from that's where he's started filming for Claudius who's got over 1 million
Mm-hmm.
subscribers on YouTube. And sometimes I'm just sat there watching Claudius's videos, thinking, my best friend actually records and edits this. Like it's crazy to think like the man behind all that editing is actually that close to me, and this guy's got 1 million subscribers. Like just hearing that number, you're like, wow. And it's like you with the guy you're recording
it
for.
just doesn't look real.
It's like just hearing 70k subscribers, like 70,000 people are watching him.
That's a lot of people.
And you're the one who's editing for him. That must be amazing. But honestly,
it's alright, to be honest. I mean, some videos, obviously, with the whole YouTube and Instagram, how the algorithm changes, and so you appear to have X number of followers or subs, but you get X amount of views or likes.
Yeah.
So it's not that I care about how many views the videos I edit get. I just enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Even though he does try and want the videos done within a week. Try and do my best to obviously get it done, keep him happy. But he's quite a laid back guy because he has his own things to do. He works for Microsoft, and
wow.
he also has his own fitness company, which he actually recently sort of officially kind of licensed it as a company, as an LLC company in America. So he's an online fitness trainer, and he's trained over 500 to 1,000 people from all over the world.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He's doing his bit. I mean, online personal training. I've got an online personal trainer right now, and thinking about how much I pay him a month. Think about 500 people paying this dude a month.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure if it's monthly or if it's like a one-off thing.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it would. I got a funny feeling it would be a monthly thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. So we're gonna go on to some deep questions. This is based on this is what's happened recently. So, so the first one, the protests that's happened recently. What's your opinion on them?
Oh, my girlfriend actually said, if he asks you anything about the protest, don't be saying anything bad.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's fine. It's fine that you asked me. There's not really much for me to say. I mean, I support black people.
Yeah.
I've had and have black friends, and we all get along fine. Obviously there is a line where you're either joking about them or being completely racist about it.
Yeah.
Obviously no one deserves to be a victim of racism. It's kind of hard to explain or to even talk about it because I'm not obviously with the whole situation about us being white people, how we're more fortunate to not encounter racism than a black person. It's quite hard for me to kind of talk about it because obviously I've experienced racism because of my nationality.
Yes.
Because I'm from Portugal. But to an extent of a black person, I've never had that, so I wouldn't be able to really fully talk about the protests and what I think of it. Just treat everyone fairly. That's all I can say.
That's literally. I think you've took most of the words from my mouth there. I was gonna basically say the same thing because, I agree with the fact that, you know, people want their voices heard. You know, they have their absolute right to get their voices heard, and I think the thing that's the most heartbreaking part about it is they've got to fight to get their voices heard.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest part, and what I think what's good about it is, you know, you've got every ethnicity coming together and making sure that justice is being served, and you know that is just showing how different, you know, especially the UK was from years ago. You know, I remember.
And also talking about. Go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, like,
Finish
from compared to like the 80s, like my parents have always said to me, like, you know, the country was like very racist and, you know, very anti-black back in them days. And obviously coming to now, it's completely the opposite. You know, everybody's fighting for their rights. And, you know, I think the whole George Floyd incident, I mean, it's a shame that, you know, obviously he died, but he has changed the world. You know,
basically,
he has created a future for where everybody's going to fight for this justice now, which is absolutely amazing. And
also,
that's all right. I was going to go on to another question, but you got something else to say, bro. You got
okay, all right. Yeah, so I guess to finish off, I actually took the action of. So basically, I attended the first protest in Hereford, or the first one in Herefordshire.
Yeah.
I actually went there with Cameron, and I took some photos there, and I thought to do sort of my part in the movement. I uploaded all the photos. I put it into an album on my photography page. It named #BLM Hereford Protest or something like that, and basically, for every like that goes towards, for every like that the album gets, I'll be donating 50p towards 4 or 5 different charities that support the same Black Lives Matter movement.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing, man. That's a great movement, man. I've got to applaud you for that, man, because I don't think many people have got that kind of mindset, you know. And I think the actual turning point with charity, I personally think, you know, the Marcus Rashford situation that happened at the start of the week. I think this is actually going to be a turning point, because I think it's inspiring a lot of people to actually stand up and go, look, I've got a belief, let's go for it. And I'll be honest, like, even with my movement, you know, I don't think it would have been as effective if Rashford didn't do what he did, because I don't think I would have had as much inspiration and maybe not as much confidence with it. But, you know, what he's done to turn around what he's done is absolutely amazing. And rightly so, you know, the whole country's on his back, apart from Katie Hopkins, of course. But that's her, she's her own person, like, but I couldn't explain my, you know, sort of dislike towards her, really, but she is a very, very controversial woman, I'll tell you that much. But the next question regarding the protest, so do you reckon, how different do you think the outcome would have been if there was no members of the public watching it happen and there was no cameras to film it?
About
like with the whole George Floyd incident, like, because obviously, like, you know, it was on camera and you had you know, a lot of people stood there. How different do you think it would have been if there was no people stood there and nobody was filming it?
That situation was still happening. How do you come up with questions like this?
Mate, I'm sat here plotting and scheming, you know.
I don't know. I mean, it could go one or two ways. It could either be, I don't know, because then it's like you think it makes you think, do the people around, or were the people around? So does it make the outcome different, or the
Yeah.
cameras? Um, I don't know how to answer that question directly, but something that a friend of mine did say was how if he was there, he would much rather try and actually go on the like try and get one of the police to stop strangling him, or at least get one of them
Yes.
and try and remove them from restraining George Floyd,
Yeah.
regardless of maybe making him go to prison for his own sake and for maybe the people around. He'd be known for trying to help George
Yeah.
instead of standing around panicking and filming
Yeah.
the whole situation.
I think personally, social media has been a massive, massive. Um, I think this is one of the few times I will say social media is positive. I mean, filming. I know. Sort of the. I never saw the video footage. I only saw photos. I couldn't bring myself to see the
I
video or
don't think
anything.
you'd want to watch the video.
I
I
couldn't
don't
bring
watching the
myself.
video.
But I think to have
Yeah.
photographic evidence and to expose them police officers for what they did, I think a physical, the physical photos that have been taken and been posted online, as as horrifying as they are, I suppose that's what's helped people to share that about and share how desperate the whole world is for change with racism.
Mm-hmm.
That's my personal take on it. I just think, well, if we didn't have social media, this thing would not have spread as this whole situation wouldn't have spread anywhere near as fast. It only takes one person to tweet something like a photo of it or about it, and then it only takes that one person to have I don't know, like 1 million followers, like a big figure, and it takes all them people then to go, what the hell happened there? Google it, or even if they post a photo, look at the photo,
Mm-hmm.
and straight away be horrified. They go, right, we need change. Let's put this on social media and start spreading awareness. And
Yeah.
I just think it's amazing how the world has really reacted to it. A lot of people have all these protests going about, and how good people have been about it to try and create change from it. I think that's amazing. But another question I was going to ask you. So we're going on to the coronavirus situation. One thing I am very confused about. So we've had a lot of protests for George Floyd, but we haven't seen the number of deaths shoot back up. I predicted that with 20 odd thousand grouping up, or 4,000 in Birmingham or whatever, grouping together from different households and that, grouping together when lockdown is still technically a thing, I thought that would spread COVID-19. I thought oh god, this might cause a second outburst, but it hasn't. That's I'm genuinely scratching my head at the minute, because
it confuses you.
It does, because I expected the deaths to be back up to 500 or so. Yet if anything, they dropped. Why is that? It does amaze me.
With the situation, it's like there's it's like there's a I believe in theories or in conspiracy. Well, there are some conspiracy theories that I do believe in, and just overall theories that people come up with. But obviously, there is a line to which I think, that's just all BS. But I feel like there was one that was about, but now I can't remember what it was. And now I'm thinking, was there one in the beginning that I'm thinking about, or am I just talking to? I'd say because I don't know if you're gonna censor or if I can swear.
Oh no, you can swear. You can.
Yeah.
We're an
Cool.
open podcast, bro.
Right. Oh, okay. I just when this whole virus thing was all new and everyone was panic buying and stuff like that, I just thought it was just a waste of time.
Yeah.
To be honest, if I was living on my own, I'll just go about my whole day as if it's like a normal day.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people still did.
But because, yeah, but you know, I do respect people. Like, I will socially distance myself from others, not for me, but for them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to, end up just, wanting to walk to the shop. I'll queue 2 meters apart. I don't want someone to start getting all funny about me, like being really close to them. When I work at Curry's, we have to obviously be 2 meters apart. I try and do my best. Sometimes I do kind of try and steer my way from them, but then they kind of follow me.
Yeah.
And then before we officially opened, we were just doing click and collect. So the cars would have to be parked outside and we'd come to them. We couldn't give it to them. They'd have to leave the boot open.
Yeah.
And then we'd put it in and then they had to close the boot, not us. And if it was like 2-man lists, like TV or a dishwasher, we'd have to wear gloves, face mask, and goggles, just because it's like the new rules and stuff like that. But if it was sort of up to you, to be honest, I wouldn't wear it because it doesn't. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
Because I think that how the media portrays the virus, it's just going to affect those who are more likely to start overthinking, stressing, people with high cases of anxiety and stress as well. It's well, I think it's proven, but you tend to kind of obviously catch more not colds, but sort of catch more or get more of an illness if your body's under lots of stress, anxiety. Your immune system tends to be low, so I think the way that the media is portraying it, it's kind of obviously scaring those types of people who are more vulnerable. And then sort of in result, they're more likely to catch the virus than someone like me, because what the media portrays doesn't bother me. I could be watching the news all day and my views wouldn't be different.
Yeah. I mean, I've had one of my friends with this whole coronavirus, he was very, very worried about it. Like, he wouldn't leave his house. And he was literally...
And a friend, you say?
He was getting limited sleep because of it. And it's like you said, with stress, that can, cause a knock-on effect with your immune system. And lack of sleep can as well. All of these factors can actually, like you say, make you ill. And it is a shame, like, with this whole lockdown. Like, it was a massive shame, but I saw a lot of positives in it. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, lockdown, blah, blah, blah. I saw it as a great chance for me to sort of learn some new skills.
Be grateful.
Yeah, be grateful, learn some new skills.
And learn some new skills.
Exactly, and, like, be creative. And, I thought, I've kind of got YouTube full time until I go back to work. Let's try and make something of this and try and, build the page up. Were you kind of in the same boat? Like, were you furloughed and, able to fully
I was
focus?
furloughed, yeah.
How long were you furloughed for?
I was actually about 12 weeks. No, not 12 weeks. I don't know how long, but I was quite lucky to be furloughed because I started work before sort of the date that you'd have to be like working So like so I think it was around the 12th or something, no, or the 21st. So if you would start officially working after the 21st, you'd be furloughed. But I started to work 1 week after I did my training at the beginning of March. So I was lucky to have the furlough pay.
Well, yeah, for real. Close call that.
Mm.
But at least you got
Yeah,
furloughed, and at least you were still getting paid and things like that. I mean,
yeah.
did I'll take it you would have got a lot of photography done. I mean, looking at your page, by the looks of
Um,
it, you managed
it
to.
actually, I did do a whole month where each day for 30 days it'd be a different theme of photo. So I tried. I probably missed about 2 or 3 days. So let's say I did 28, 27 photos every day,
That's
different
impressive.
theme, and I think that was a good way to keep my creative mind at work
For real.
whilst on lockdown, because
Keeps
it
you
would push
entertained
me
too.
to actually, yeah, keeps me entertained, and it would actually push me to go outside and do something with
Well,
my
yeah,
time.
exactly.
Um, Again, like I said, it gave me time to start building a website, starting to build my videography portfolio. Um, Also, I mean, I tried my best to keep fit.
Yeah.
I'd go on a jog every now and then. I don't like jogging, so I try to do my best. I do workouts in the garden, but now that the gyms, I think they'll be opening sometime in July, maybe.
Yeah,
So
I
I've
have
heard.
heard this. Yeah, I've heard it's very,
So
very soon.
recently I've just thought, you can only do so much at home.
Yeah,
For me, I'm like, I'm not gonna bother anymore. I'm just gonna give myself like a nice big rest.
yeah,
Um, I'm just gonna have to be sort of persistent in the way that I sort of feel about myself, because I do get a bit self-conscious at times. But I've told myself, when I go back to the gym, I'm gonna work harder than I was before.
yeah. Exactly.
And this time I have no excuse to build my body back to what it was, if not even better.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, so just been eating comfortably, obviously not trying to not overeat. Usually on my days off, I tend to fast until 12 or 1 o'clock,
yeah.
um, to kind of compensate more or less. Um, yeah,
That's good, man. Because I've noticed really with training at home, unless you buy the equipment, and to be honest, like I was kind of lucky because I invested into a lot of equipment at the start of lockdown before it kind of got into a
well, you're lucky.
craze. Yeah, that's it. I mean, before it turned into like a panic buy of all these gym equipments, I managed to buy what I needed, so I was all right. I mean, I was waiting a month for some weights for my barbell, which I was a bit annoyed about, but I thought with everything else I got,
Jeez.
we're all right. And the thing is, I thought, well, it's tough because obviously when you're
Hmm?
doing bench press and
Oh,
stuff, like you like to lift heavy and stuff. But
yeah,
when you've got like selected dumbbells at home, there's not really you can't really go like flat out. So really, it was like
yeah,
reverting to body. It was really just body weight exercises and just running, and that's really all you can do. That's all you can do, man. It's not the most
yeah,
motivating thing to do. Like I prefer to be at the squat rack or at the bench press and smacking the weights on and just like trying to beat some PBs and getting on the
yeah,
treadmill and stuff like that. And I suppose not having that gym thing and like looking around the gym and seeing everybody hustling, like
yeah. That's definitely something I missed a
it's
lot.
it's demotivating, man, for sure. But
Yeah, especially when I like to socialize with people. I'm a people person,
yeah,
which I guess it's quite lucky of me to be working at PC World because basically my job there is to talk to people.
Yeah.
And obviously do my job is try and sell product. But I think that also really helps me to sort of gain confidence in talking to strangers.
Of course,
Because
yeah.
before I'd be quite a confident person, but if I wanted to ask a complete stranger about something, I'd have no confidence at all. I'd be really shy about it. I'd start being really anxious about it. But the job, it's helped me in that way, and it's also helped me to start gaining sales experience,
That's good.
which is something I've wanted to gain as like a backup plan. So in case that my photography doesn't go plan, touch wood, it doesn't.
For
It,
real,
it
bro.
does go to plan, sorry.
I'll touch wood too.
Then I have. Okay.
I'll touch wood as well.
Oh, yeah, thank you. But yeah, if like in the unlikely reason that doesn't, then I can always get into some sort of sales job. I was thinking maybe being going to real estate,
Yeah.
estate agent. Yeah, sorry, I keep thinking real estate as in I'm in America. But yeah, because I heard that you don't need many qualifications, if not any. You
Yeah.
just need to obviously try and sell the house.
Got to be a persuasive
Um,
talker.
so that's always something that I can back up to.
That's good. That's good. So, coming into the rest of 2020, as lockdown eases, what's the rest of this year looking like for you?
Um, New premises for the business,
Yeah.
not studio wise, but um, sort of where I'm currently living,
Yeah.
or where I hopefully will be living. Um, that's sort of in the process right now. Um, I don't know. It's like I used to be someone who I'd like to make big things public, but after making one thing public and then that not going to plan, and then saying this to public, not going to plan, I've kind of like really kept everything quiet. And if people want to know about something, they can ask. I'm not going to put it public, say, oh yeah, I've moved house or this and that.
Yeah.
So even that, regardless that I just said I might be moving,
There's
I
nothing
don't want to be
confirmed,
sort of
like there's
hyping that
nothing
up.
set in stone, like.
Yeah, it's still I'm in the process, and whatever happens, then nobody will know
Yeah.
except from the people who I'm living with right now. Um, but yeah, I think definitely I just have a feeling my business will escalate towards the end of this year. Um, I have told a friend of mine who we talk a lot about sort of businesses in general because we're both our star signs. We're very compatible with each other,
Yeah.
so we can be talking hours on end about about just entrepreneurial stuff.
Yeah.
And um, I've told him a couple of times, I have a feeling that there's just going to be something really good that's going to happen to my business, or just a really good opportunity will come up.
I'm sure it will.
But the one big opportunity I'm hoping to obviously have is to land some sort of massive client in America, just out of the blue, or maybe if I ever go there on holiday and I just bring my camera, um, that would be the goal. Because if I don't become rich with, I don't know, some other stuff with investing or whatever way I'd do it, I'd at least want to possibly travel around the world, being a videographer or photographer.
Exactly, and actually experience
Yeah,
the world. Because a lot of
at least
people,
during my 20s.
yeah,
And then, sorry. So during my 20s, I'd want to travel the world, and then probably as I get older, I'd want to have like my own studio
Yeah,
and start obviously doing work from there.
for real. Because I was gonna say, like, a lot of people say, you know, money doesn't buy you happiness, but one thing money does buy is time, and with time, that buys freedom, and that means it enables you to, you know, have the world at your oyster. If you want to, if there's something you want to do in life, I don't know, like you want to
Put
go
your mind to
travel,
it.
if you want to go to Thailand for a few months or something like that, and travel and get to see the world, you got the money to do it. You know, you can go. You know what I mean? Like, so when people say money doesn't buy happiness, I can never agree with them, because
Hmm.
it may not buy direct happiness, but it buys the first stepping stone that goes up and up and up to gain happiness. You know, if
Hmm.
you're you know working a 9 to 5 all your life, you know you're going to be guaranteed to be miserable all your life. You know,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean, I've I've had talks about this with the same friends about how, I've got respect for people who do enjoy their job,
yeah,
um, but are working 9 to 5. That's completely fine. But for me, I just if I was given the choice whether to either enjoy my job, work 9 to 5, or have the freedom to work whatever hours I want, whenever I want,
yeah,
I'd definitely take choice number two.
for real, 100%. And it's like you said, like I know a lot of people who are very, you know, crested into a 9 to 5, and they've been doing it all their lives. You know, some of them are in their 30s and 40s. You know, if that's what makes them happy, or that's how they want to live, that's completely fine. But I think a lot of people are
Yeah,
just oblivious to the fact that, you know, the fact
there's
that
so much
money,
more.
there's so much more out there, and you don't have to wait until you're 70 or 65 to retire and then go and experience the world. You can be a whole lot younger
Yeah.
and be able to do it. You know, if you've got the right mindset, and you know you've got a game plan to get there, then you know, if you believe in that game plan, by all means go for it.
Hmm.
Because you know, a lot of people will probably turn around to you when your business goes big and go, "Oh, I wish I started a business at your age," or "I wish I did this at your age." But now I'm working at Morrison's, doing 9 to 5, 6 days a week, and I hate it. And then that's when you
Yeah.
think, you know what, that risk, or that risk to make this decision at this time paid off, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did it, because I wouldn't be here today. And
Hmm.
that's the beauty of it, really. That is the beauty of it. But okay, the last question I was going to say: what is there anything you definitely want to experience before you die? If there's like a little bucket list kind of.
Bucket list. So off the top of my head, I I'll start with a really boring one, but this is something that I've always wanted to do. I want to build my own PC.
Yeah. Okay. That's a unique
Um,
one.
yeah, no, because it's like I've always been into computers ever since I was 10 years old. And building my own PC has always been that one thing I've always wanted to do. So I'm thinking maybe not end of this year, possibly maybe at some point early next year. I'm gonna start building my own PC because take it off my bucket list, and it'll also benefit me with the efficiency of being able to edit my videos and photography. Um, Another thing would be maybe do some sort of extreme sport. So whether that's bungee jumping
Ah, okay.
or
Okay.
I don't know, like skydiving.
Yeah.
That's a big one I'd want to do.
That's amazing.
Um, Maybe scuba diving as well because I've always wanted to do that.
Explore the oceans.
Hmm.
Is there any others? off the top of your head?
Tell me some of yours.
Okay.
It's your turn to
Okay.
for you to talk.
Okay.
Maybe you'll give me some ideas.
Okay, so one of them is definitely I want to spend some time not living in this country. I want to have like a 5-year kind of patch where I just go. I want to live on like a Caribbean island for 5 years.
Like a massive gap year.
Yeah, like have like a 5 years where I just go and live somewhere in the Caribbean, get to experience a new culture and get to surround myself around that, live in that environment for a few years, and then come back to England and with that experience, I'd love to live somewhere different and away from what we've got here. I'd love to just have a taste of what it's like elsewhere. I mean, holidays are all right.
Yeah.
Holidays are all right, but you don't get the full taste because you're only there for like 2 weeks or whatever. But I'd love to actually have a house there, like own a house there, and be able to live a day-to-day life somewhere else for that long period of time, and be able to come back to England and carry on with my life. Thinking I'm glad I've done that, and reflect on some amazing experiences and the people I get to meet. I'd also love to do some travelling. I'd love to just go away for, again, a few years. Not only just,
Definitely.
Stay on a Caribbean island for 5 years. I'm talking, go country to country, Thailand, America, Australia. I'd love to go to so many different countries. And I think one goal in my life is to be able to, make enough money to be able to tell myself if I want to go on holiday somewhere, or I want to go somewhere for like, 3 weeks to a month. I can go, I've got the money for it. Let's pack the bags, let's book a flight, let's go. I'd love to be able to do that. But really, like, my bucket list is really just stuff like travelling, because there's so many fascinating things I'd love to see across the world, which I haven't seen yet. Like, I've been to America before on 2 occasions, both Florida.
How was that?
Really good. I mean, I was 8 and 9 at that time, so I went 2 years on the trot. But
Okay.
I was 8 and then I was 9 and went 2 weeks at a time for both times, and that was really just for the for like the Disney parks and stuff like that. But I think now I've grown up, I'd love to go back to them kind of places, like go to theme parks and stuff, but actually get to see the culture as well.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that gave you any.
Traveling wise, actually, because I do want to travel a lot. Specifically, sort of, definitely America. I'm going to be one of them people who are going to say, I want to visit New York.
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted to. Bali, possibly. Mauritius.
Yeah.
Especially when the chances are quite low, but I used to have a friend on station who lives in Mauritius.
Oh wow.
So the chances of me maybe seeing him are quite slim, but if he does remember me, that would be pretty cool. Just somewhere, I don't know, just really exotic places I'd like to go to.
That's good, man. That's good. That's some good answers, bro.
And then I can't think of any more.
Yeah, man. I mean, you gave us a very good insight there. But I just want to say, man, a big thank you for coming on today, man, because, it's been a great sort of opportunity for me to get to know you better. Also for, the people watching the podcast who have sat through this to get to know you as well.
Hopefully they sat through this.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I say, like I post little clips of each podcast. So even if people don't have time to watch like the full podcast, if it's like 45 minutes or whatever, I post like 5-minute clips of like the best bits. So like, say if we're talking about something big, I'll put that as like a separate video as a clip, so people will still get to see it, regardless. Which I think is good, because I can cater for the ones who have got more time and the people who are more strict for time. But yeah, thank you for coming on, bro. Like, honestly, it's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you for having me.
And getting to hear your story, man, because, you know, it's truly inspiring, honestly, and keep doing what you're doing with your photography. And I'll keep following you, man, and I'll keep supporting that movement, man.
Likewise with me.
Respect.
See you.
I'll see you later, man. And just real quick, make sure you subscribe to Leandro's YouTube, his Instagram, and his social medias. I'll put everything.
Yeah.
I'll have everything down below in the description, guys. So, you know, make sure you go and give my boy a follow. That would mean so much to me and to him. And again, if you want to see any more podcasts, make sure you subscribe to the podcast channel. Subscribe to my main channel as well if you want to see some vlogs and stuff like that. And that's the end. So I'll see you guys soon.
Oh, I want to be really cheeky.
Got it.
If we can get 30 likes, then you have to feature me again.
You get another cameo, yeah. Man,
yeah.
You don't even need 30 likes, man. You're more than welcome back anytime, bro. Honestly, you don't even need 30 likes. You can come back whenever you want, man. Honestly, you're more than welcome. But there you go, guys. Thank you very much. See you soon. And peace.